Well, lately we've seen dozens of British Muslims leaving their country to fight for ISIS. It is a huge concern for Muslim parents who fear their children might become radicalized through the internet, or what they call Sheikh Google. CNN spoke to some Muslims in the UK about their perspective on ISIS.
Something like this was coming. It was bound to happen.
It's something that came very slowly and then all of a sudden escalated very dramatically.
I would say to any Muslims who are thinking of joining ISIS that, ISIS is not Islamic. If you look at their actions, they're actually harming Muslims. Their biggest victims are Muslims. They're killing Muslims all over.
These young British Muslims tell us ISIS does not represent them or their religion. Yet, according to the UK government, an estimated 500 young Muslims from the UK are believed to be fighting alongside the terror group in Syria and in Iraq.
I think a lot of these people that see ISIS as a savior, they are pushed by political grievances. They see what's happening in their countries back home and they blame the West for their failed policies.
This is the land of jihad and the land of hayat.
The main thing is a feeling of helplessness and hopelessness. There's not much that you can really do sitting here when you see images in Iraq and Syria. A lot of people might go there just to help in a medical way, for example. Other people think the best thing to do is to go and fight. I can't imagine what would drive them to do that.
We see things like the airstrikes now, and I think a lot of them are, ISIS appeals to them because they see them as a way of, getting revenge or their anger out.
I definitely do think that strikes will do damage. I think they will break a already broken country, but I think leaving ISIS unchecked is a bigger threat.
I think the airstrikes might get rid of ISIS in a way, but I think because of the destruction it will cause, something else will take its place.
But degrading and destroying ISIS won't be easy. It's believed to be the most well-funded terrorist organization in modern history. And part of its funding comes from selling oil on the black market, an estimated $3 million a day. Money that could help them attract even more fighters willing to die for their cause.
The establishment of a caliphate would be the worst-case scenario. If people really bought into it, I think more and more people are starting to see that this is not a good idea.
He sent Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam with so that we can live.
Ideally, what would happen is the Iraqi government will stabilize itself, and ideally in Syria what would happen is different coalitions will form together, Assad's rule would end.
Actually, the children that are already involved, that see things, that are made to do things, that are desensitized, I worry what happens when they grow up, because I don't think you can undo the damage that's been done there, and I feel like they're going to continue in that belief. When you're raised with that view from 5 years old, what is going to happen 2 generations from now? You are going to, continue that.
A frightening prospect indeed. Ahead on Backstory.